Good morning. Don't you love that sky? It was a little more intense a couple of minutes ago. It's really special. There we go again. There are 2 or 3 things that go on simultaneously here sometimes. The screen needs adjusting. I'm looking at the text and then the phone is looking at the ground instead of the beauty of the sky. Sometimes the ground is very plain, but it's all part of the gift of the day. Had a lovely meeting here yesterday evening, brief in the context of a visit by a group of future tour guides, Arab Israelis, Jewish Israelis, Christians. We also had a group of guides with Arab Israelis, Jewish Israelis, Christians, Druze, and Muslims the day before. You know, the entire pilgrimage industry, if you want to call it that, tourism industry, the tourism sector, is unthinkable in its operational reality here without everybody involved. Jews, Christians, Muslims, Druze, there are Bedouin peoples involved, there are just everybody is involved. And that's why we need to have understanding among everybody, a good spirit of cooperation, partnership, family. This is what we're up to. This is it. This is humanity in all of our diversity and challenge and difficulties. Here we are. There are also more groups coming, and many groups registering, reserving space. Really, we are very encouraged by this sign, and we are praying that the truth holds and grows stronger in people's convictions and in their commitments, so that life can unfold again here with reasonable chances of being a blessing for everyone all around and not being a harm for anybody. This is essential, and we pray for that. Oh, I wanted to go inside, but we can also see it from here. I'm going to have to be short this morning because quite a few commitments coming up. But you see, we have the boat altar in there. You're all familiar with that, right? And that boat altar is there for a reason. And today we have the gospel that gives us that reason. And then we have this boat outside, which preceded it as a provisional structure. This is a second edition of it. First of all, it was a wooden one. And then our maintenance man one day surprised us. He had been working on this project for a while, and he produced this less destructible piece here. Just a wonderful maintenance man. Lovely family. Just had a little boy as well. 2 or 3 girls. Just a marvelous person. So, yeah, the sun is coming out there behind the clouds. Look at, there's a little track coming on the water. So that means the sun disk is directly hitting the water at some way, form or other. Oops, I tried to go as fast as those birds, but I didn't make it. They really fly fast. So I will just give you one very big impression this morning that's coming at me from the readings early in the morning. And it's the contrast, but also in a certain sense the amazing reality in every human being. We're body and soul, we're mind and heart, we're an extraordinary composition of being very intimate and private, at the same time being very social beings. We need to be pampered and loved an awful lot for a lot of our lives. You know, sometimes children 6, 7, 8 years of age are working on the farm, but nowadays they could be nurtured up to their 25, 27 years and 28 years of age before they do very much. It depends, you know. People can live in the Arctic and they can live in the equator. The ability to live in times of pleasantries and the times of great challenges and difficulties, survive great tragedies and disasters, it's amazing what's the mix that's in us. And I find this mix this morning in the person of Jesus in an extraordinary dimension. Just amazing, amazing reality. And so we have the parable of the, oops, I'm down there looking at my other, my text here. But there's something strange about the thing, that there's like a search function and I don't want it, and it's blocking all the reading on me. But let's see how we deal with that. Maybe we won't be able to deal with it. But anyway, on the one hand we have, let's say, the sketch of Jesus as the high priest. You're a priest like Melchizedek, a priest forever like Melchizedek. That's the verse of the psalm, and we had it yesterday. Melchizedek really figures in the letter to the Hebrews very much as the measure of the priesthood of Christ in some ways, like a suggestion of it. It opens up a new contour, quite different from the Levitical priesthood. And in this psalm, it has always this reference, then you are a priest forever like Melchizedek of old. And the psalm was obviously a meditation or a contemplation or reflection, a revelation from Genesis itself, which is a more, let's say, it's more developed in the psalm than we have it in Genesis. It's more basic, let's say, in Genesis. And then we have the consequence of the priesthood. Then we see one of the consequences today. Each day we're getting another angle on it. And yesterday was like doing the will of the Father. Extraordinary, because the priest is obviously bonding humanity and divinity, heaven and earth, human beings and God, the Father. And he's doing the will of the Father. But today it's a new covenant. It's that language. But imagine the authority to have a new covenant, the ability to provide a new covenant. I mean, this is like the ultimate extraordinary service of the priest. Like when normally we're serving within a covenant, but he's establishing a covenant. And that's an extraordinary level. And at the same time, he's on a boat here at the lake to deal with the crowd and Peter's boat. And that's why we have this little boat here and the big boat inside. And we have actually, there's a lot of stories of the boat with Jesus. But in the case of today, it's the one parable that's taught from the boat. It's the parable of the sower and the seed. And that in itself has a lot of stuff to think about. But just let's take it from this one angle for a second. A sower went out to sow seed, and the seed are the seeds of the kingdom. Just think of the parable of the sower going out to sow seeds. And that's Jesus. Just that, even that word itself, that's what Jesus was doing. He was explaining the kingdom of heaven. He was sowing seeds all the time, and some were growing, some were being smashed, some were being eaten up by the birds, or were just going to waste, so to say. And they were on the roadside, or they were among rocks, and they grew up and they withered. But the idea I want you to focus on, or to suggest to you that you might want to focus on, is the major contrast. The scriptures today present Jesus as high priest forever, like Melchizedek of old. And then they present him like a sower, a farmer on a field going around. And that's what Jesus did here in Galilee for years. That's what he did in Nazareth, sowing little seeds. And that's what parents do with children. One day it's about helping them to clean their mouth. Another day it's about helping them to smile. Another day it's about brushing their teeth. Another day it's about waiting for the little sister to get finished doing her teeth. It's so many little things forming the child, so many little seeds, so many little thoughts about kindness, about gratitude, about welcoming Grandpa. He's coming at the door right now. Go out and welcome Grandpa. He's here. And so many details bringing the child to full flourishing. And the sower sowing the seeds. And there we have Jesus at the same time high priest, and at the same time like a farmer out in the field sowing seeds. What a marvelous reality. And that's the way our human life is as well. Nobody could have invented this in a way, about Jesus. It's just the things that are put together are I'm astonished. I'm astonished. I'm blown away. And I hope you also catch a little bit of enthusiasm for the scriptures each day, that they open up new chapters for us every day. And that's such a delight. We'll leave it like that for today, people. Let me go a little shorter today because a bunch of things have to get done this morning for some meetings. God bless you. See you later, alligators. Let's see if we catch these birds. Turn around the screen. There we go. Yeah, they just went off there. Another set, and all kinds of birds flying around here today. God bless you. See you later, alligators. Just go into a contemplation of the person, this incredible person of Christ. It's an amazing thing. This is how we see him as Christians. It's just amazing.